So, after all, this question occurs to my mind, and I cannot really get rid of it. And it says, is it really worth it? All these things. Just one day you're born, you experience things, and one day you're gonna die. No one knows how long, but it'll come sooner or later. For people that it can happen in their 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s. People can die at 100. But is it really worth it? All these efforts. Like, we're born someday and that's just fine. We play and then we go to school. Then we have to graduate. Working. Finding someone. Married, children. Their graduation. You're gonna die eventually. People were in history like thousands of the years. Like people like Plato, a great philosopher. He lived in like 3,000 years ago, and his ideas still, we use them in our daily basis. So we hear his name, for instance, Plato, Socrates. And maybe one day we'll be that lucky that people 3,000 years from now, they can hear our name, like, yes, Cyrus were there. That's cool, but besides that, consider us not lucky, just very normal. Plato had a neighbor, and his neighbor had another neighbor, and they were living among each other, good people, like fine people in their own time, and they died in the same loop, like, getting born, graduation, family, children, dying. That's gonna happen to us. Like, yeah, if we were, I'm just like, even best case scenario, that doesn't really matter where Plato was, because we no longer know who he is, except the word that he left in there, and that's just fine. But we're just working with whatever he said, not with whoever he was. And that's just like, our total existence is kind of like questionable. Yes, if you want to actually logicalize everything and, providing some answers for this sort of questions, yes, you can, but deep down, intuitively, it's kind of like impossible to come up with a logical answer. Yes, based on feelings, we can say that there's some answers in there, and life, it is what it is, and blah, 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 but logically, just like, what the hell is going on here? And apart from that, I don't know how evolution just came up with this idea that we can be, feelers and thinkers. And feelers are just living in their own way, and thinkers are living in their own way, but the way the feelers are dealing with this world is much different than ours, thinkers. And they can get along with life much more easier, and they accept the fact that they're gonna born and die one day, and even nothing in between, everything is good. But to me, that's just like, that's like a big question. One day I was talking to my brother, and he told me, dude, what is the result of everything you've done? What is that sweet fruit of your life's tree? And I told him, dude, never think about the end. If you want to just think about end, and if you want to become just a goal-oriented person, at the end of the life, you're gonna die. And imagine you're a very big tree with a lot of sweet fruits. One day you're gonna just, dry from the inside, and you'll no longer gonna have that fruit, and nobody can use you because you're dried out. And fresh trees are gonna be on your spot one day. And so, thinking about the last scene of the life is death. And with that being said, the total sum of life is kind of like equal to just zero, I guess. You know, even in my own opinion, we're born with some quality, and we're gonna die with some quality, and this quality is kind of like something in between of goodness and badness, for instance, if we can call it like that. So whatever you're gonna just do bad in this world, you're gonna see badness, and it's just gonna come down. And if you're gonna do some good things in the world, good things are gonna happen to you. So still, you're always here or here, but you're gonna be even. Based on values, your life gonna be just like 0 or 100. It's like it's not gonna be just like I'm very good to this world and this world is very bad to me, so I'm very poor now. It's always gonna be even. So yeah, this question is really big. This is one of the biggest questions that were always in my life, and it always been there. So I never really found any good answers for it. It always just occurred to my mind, and it just messing with everything. It's like I'm doing too much for what? So yeah, if you can answer this question in your own way, and you can just bring some logic to it, which is going to be much more different than my idea, you can just leave it there for me. I will read it. Maybe we can just think together a little bit. All right, have a good day.